Coming to you live from Cedarburg High School, it is Cedarburg High School Athletics live on Spreaker.com. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the following broadcast of Cedarburg High School boys basketball as they battle the Nicolet Knights tonight here at Cedarburg High School. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everyone. I am Baxter Colburn, joined alongside by Tanner Burke. Tanner, good evening, sir. How are we doing tonight?
I'm doing fantastic. It's good to be here, Baxter. Thank you for having me, as always.
Absolutely. It's going to be a great game tonight. A battle for a conference title is on the line for one of these two teams. Cedarburg, if they win tonight, will advance to 11-0 in conference play, 17-2 overall on the season. A truly remarkable season they've already had, but if they win tonight, it will be their first outright conference title since 1966-67. That right there is motivation enough, I feel, to try to win tonight's game, Tanner.
You know, it puts a lot of pressure on the line for Nicolet. It's a must-win for them, obviously, being 3 games back behind the Cedarburg Bulldogs, but in the opposite side of the spectrum, it's a big game for Cedarburg as well. It's senior night, big crowd, and like you mentioned before, Baxter, an opportunity to seal the conference with a win here tonight against Nicolet.
You're absolutely right. These two teams did meet back on January 11th at Nicolet. Cedarburg ran away with the game 55-39. But a lot of folks tonight, Tanner, are saying that this game is going to be a lot closer than that 55-39 score line, which is kind of funny to think about when you two teams, you play each other, you have such a wide range of scoring, and then Nicolet goes off to lose a couple of conference games after that, and Cedarburg continues to dominate. But does Nicolet really have what it takes to beat Cedarburg tonight? You know,
it's going to be tough. Cedarburg proves to be, obviously, sitting atop the North Shore Conference, one of the tougher teams around. But Nicolet's got everything riding on this game, so I can see them coming out quick and coming out hot right out of the gate, and we'll see if Cedarburg's up for the challenge tonight.
And tonight is senior night as well, too, as Tanner mentioned. 5 players being honored tonight: Jake Levy, Jordan Johnson, Mitchell Strobel, Jared Short, and Clay Van Tassel as well. So we're going to probably see all 5 of those players at some point this evening. We'll give you the starting lineups a little bit later on in the pregame show, but we are certainly excited for this game this evening. As Tanner mentioned as well, too, Cedarburg atop the North Shore Conference, Nicolet right behind. If Nicolet wins tonight and wins the rest of the season, I do believe, and obviously Cedarburg would have to have some wonky things as well happen. They'd have to lose their remaining 3 games. Nicolet would then end up sharing, I believe, a piece of the conference title with Cedarburg, rather, which would be an impressive thing, because Nicolet traditionally hasn't been that great of a basketball program in recent years, but it's good to see a resurgence in a team not named Germantown finally for once.
That's right.
Be that in that second position for the North Shore. So we'll have to see what transpires tonight. We are excited to have you along with us. We are going to go to our first break. When we come back, we will have the starting lineups for you and give your final thoughts as well, too, before the game tips off. You're listening to Cedarburg High School Athletics live on Spreaker.com. Welcome back to Cedarburg High School as we are getting set for a Cedarburg High School boys basketball game tonight as they host the Nicolet Knights. Welcome back inside the broadcast booth. I'm Baxter Colburn alongside Tanner Burke. Tanner, we talked about it briefly in our opening segment that tonight is a shot at the outright conference title for the Cedarburg Bulldogs, and they certainly have the players to do that. You look down the line, Jordan Johnson averaging 21.3 points a game, an 87% free throw shooter. John Diener one-upping him just by a little bit there, 22.2 points a game, and then, of course, an 88% free throw shooter. These two guys, I feel like, are going to be the lifeblood tonight, as they are almost every night for when the Bulldogs take the court.
They are certainly a dynamic duo, and if Cedarburg wants to take the reins on that championship, they're going to need a big game from both of them, as usual.
And one of the things we're going to obviously always be looking for is, sometimes teams do a good job of shutting down the key players, who are going to be those guys that are going to step up, that are going to make the plays. And really, I think a lot of that for Cedarburg centers around Matt Barber and Jared Short tonight as well, too. Matt Barber, 8.6 points that he averages per game. He had that big 22-point game a couple of weeks ago, which I think a lot of people were just absolutely stunned by. Keep an eye out for him when he gets on the perimeter and he's able to make those threes work. He can be a very dangerous player, but also, of course, a very talented post player as well, too. So we'll have to keep an eye on what Matt Barber does tonight. He is one of the Bulldog starters, which we will give you after the national anthem. So it is almost time for the national anthem here at Cedarburg, so we are going to step aside for one final break. We'll come back, we'll give you the starting lineups, and we'll get right to the action. You're listening to Cedarburg High School Athletics live on Spreaker.com. Welcome back to Cedarburg High School. They're going to do the senior night presentation right now, so we are going to go live to the court now, so you can tune in to the Cedarburg senior night festivities.
First senior is Jake Levy. Jake has been a member of the boys basketball program for 4 years, having participated in the freshman, junior varsity, and varsity teams during that span. He has been dedicated to the basketball program for 4 years and has brought a great deal of intensity and integrity to our program. In practice, Jake always works hard and competes to play his best. He is well liked by all and has developed into one of our fan favorites. He does not get a lot of playing time in games, but when he does, people cheer for him. All people appreciate his dedication and commitment in the face of little game playing time. Jake has helped this team achieve because he brings hard work and a sense of tenacity in every practice, and that has been contagious. He has exhibited selflessness on a daily basis and a sense of being part of a greater good. In today's society, that is a rare quality. We're also giving the players an opportunity to acknowledge a teacher that they really appreciate in their lives. Jake would like to acknowledge actually a middle school teacher, Mrs. Klotz. Could you come out, Mrs. Klotz? This is what Jake has to say. In my mind, Mrs. Klotz was the first teacher who taught me the values of self-discipline and self-control that made me so successful in high school. I can truthfully say that her teachings made an impact on classes I took 12 and 13 semesters after I last set foot in her room. Next, we'd like to honor Jordan Johnson. With Jordan, it all starts with one simple statement. Jordan loves to play basketball. Jordan would fondly be referred to as a gym rat. He simply loves the game of basketball, has a passion for playing it, and specifically shooting the ball. He's been a 4-year starter during that time. We've watched him grow from a 5'6" freshman to a 6'5" senior young man. Jordan can flat out shoot the ball. He has scored over 1,000 points in his career, which is a milestone not many can boast. More importantly, he has played on a team that has had great success in large part because of his ability to score the ball. Certainly, without his shooting ability, our team would not be as successful. There are many players that score a lot of points, however, their teams lose. Let the record show that Jordan Johnson is a winner. He scored a lot of points and his team won. There's a big difference between a player that scores a lot of points and his team loses, and a player that scores a lot of points, his team wins. Jordan is the latter, and that is very significant. Jordan would like to acknowledge Mr. Call. Mr. Call was my physics teacher last year. He gave me an appreciation for physics and the world around me. I truly enjoyed his class. Mitchell Strobel. Mitchell has been a member of the basketball program for 4 years. He has played an integral role in turning around our boys basketball program. Mitchell loves to compete and help his team win. It's just that simple for him. He is extremely coachable in an era where that has become a rare skill. Selflessness and commitment to team building is a quality that sets him apart. Any conversation with Mitchell will be about the good of the team and how we can improve as a group. In addition, Mitchell is perhaps our most athletic player, and that has resulted in him becoming a great defensive player. In many ways, the rebuilding of our boys basketball program has been based on our commitment to play high-quality man defense, and Mitchell has helped forge that commitment and raise our team's defensive expectations. Mitchell would like to acknowledge Mr. Condon. Mr. Condon's impact goes beyond the superb teaching abilities. His caring, personal demeanor leaves a positive mark on everyone he comes in contact with. Jared Short. Jared has been a 4-year starter on the Cedarburg varsity basketball team. He has played an integral part of rebuilding the boys program. From day one, as a freshman, Jared has brought hard work, dedication, skill, knowledge, and a fierce competitive nature to the Cedarburg basketball program. Simply stated, this program does not achieve the success that it has without Jared Short. In athletics, it is often stated that players must be mentally and physically tough. However, in reality, there are few athletes that actually have both of those attributes. Jared does. He is without a doubt one of the toughest, most competitive players I've ever coached. Jared would like to acknowledge Mr. Cullen. Mr. Cullen has been one of the most influential people in my life throughout high school. He has always expected the best out of me and pushes me to do my best. Clayton Van Tassel. The highest honor a player can receive is to be named captain of a team. As a coach, I put a great deal of thought into naming a team captain. Naming Clayton Van Tassel team captain was perhaps the best decision I've made in my short time at Cedarburg. In short, I got it right. There are some very important qualities that go into serving as team captain. Clayton possesses them all. On a daily basis, Clayton exhibits humility, passion, unity, servanthood, and thankfulness. He has demonstrated these qualities consistently for 4 years as a member of the Cedarburg boys basketball program. Clayton would like to acknowledge Mr. Hannum. Mr. Hannum has been a mentor to me throughout my 4 years at Cedarburg High School as a football coach, basketball coach, and a business teacher. I'm very thankful for the lessons and time he's given me over the years. Clay Rotten. Clay has served as the team manager for the last 2 seasons. Clay has a big personality and brings much needed enthusiasm to the locker room. He has a way of putting smiles on people's faces and making things fun. He's been a big part of our success. Clay would like to acknowledge Miss Blaine, but Miss Blaine is not here. She's ill. I chose Miss Blaine because of the love and energy she brings to class. Miss Blaine cares about every one of her students and is able to connect with all of us. These 6 seniors have been a big part of rebuilding this basketball program. They're going to be really missed. Thank you.
At this time, we please rise as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem.
Welcome back to Cedarburg High School. Cedarburg Bulldogs getting ready to take on the Nicolet Knights in a North Shore Conference battle. Will the Bulldogs be able to outright win the North Shore? We'll find out shortly here, just to say the least. Welcome back inside the broadcast booth. I am Baxter Colburn. Tanner Burke is to my right. Tanner, we are seeing the visitors getting introduced first for the Nicolet Knights, and we'll tell you exactly who those players are. It'll be number 0, Jeremy Nidham, number 1, Dakari Williams, number 2, Jack Brom, number 12, Jaden Hardy, and number 32, Isaiah Glidden. And the head coach of the Knights is Alan Hansen. Starters for your Bulldogs, a very usual lineup of suspects here for the Bulldogs. Number 3, John Diener. Number 5, Jordan Johnson. Number 11, Jared Short. Number 21, Matt Barber. And number 24, Clay Van Tassel.
And 5, you get three of those players celebrating their senior night. Jordan Johnson, Jared Short, and Clay Van Tassel, of course. So a big night for them indeed.
Absolutely. Flipping over to the Nicolet Knights for a moment. Players to watch tonight for the Knights. Jack Brom, for sure, a 13-point game average scorer. Along with him, Jaden Hardy, 14.5 he averages. And Isaiah Glidden, a 7.9, almost 8-point per game average. So those are going to be your 3 guys to keep an eye on. Watch out for Jamari Sibley as well. A cool 9 points off the bench he usually likes to offer. Opening tip-off is underway, and the Bulldogs will win the opening tip-off. Diener will drive to the left side, goes up for the first shot of the game, has it knocked out of bounds right away by Jack Brom. Bulldogs will be in their all-white. Nicolet will be in a light blue, semblance of a North Carolina Tar Heels blue, I would like to say. Ball comes down to the near side now to Van Tassel. Over to Diener. Switches sides over to Jordan Johnson. They're going from left to right. Now back to Diener. Top of the key, working hard against Dakari Williams. Now to Short. Bulldogs getting their touches in early to try to spread the ball around, get rid of the nerves. Now Van Tassel backs out outside the three-point range. Goes to Johnson, far left side. Now throws it underneath the Diener. Makes a spin move, double team. Fakes one shot, goes up, second effort. And John Diener will get the first points of the game for the Bulldogs.
Playing aggressive out of the gate here, Baxter, the Cedarburg Bulldogs.
Knights now coming up the court. The offense looks like it's going to run through to Dakari Williams. Now he hands it off, finds Ninham. Ninham tries to kick it back out wide to Hardy. Now back top of the key, comes with the drive is Ninham, back out wide. Now here comes Brom. He tries to swing it out wide. Dakari Williams saves it from going out of bounds in front of the student section. Now Williams will reset. Stays out on that far wing. Now comes back near side to Ninham. Top of the key for Ninham, working on short, drives right side, tries to kick it out wide, and a traveling call against the Knights. Bulldogs will get the ball back on their own baseline. Not exactly what Nicolet wanted to do on that first possession, but they didn't really have any options. The Bulldogs defense shut them down.
The Cedarburg Bulldogs are playing, like I said, very aggressively, and they're going to have to do that continually moving on here throughout the game.
Matt Barber's got the ball now on the near side. Now he's going to find his reliable friend in Jordan Johnson, who then returns the favor at the near side. Barber backs his way into the lane. A little floater, and it rattles in. And Matt Barber's got 2 points. 4-0 our score. 16:26 to go in the first half. And if Matt Barber gets going, that's that third cog of that offense of the Cedarburg Bulldogs you do not want to try to deal with if you're Nicolet. Near side now for Dakari Williams, who gets over to Brom, who lays it up and in for the first points for the Knights. 4-2 our score, 16:02 to play in the first half. Johnson now up the other way for the Bulldogs, finds Diener. Long three, it's good! John Diener. He averages 22 a game. Most of those come off of three-pointers, and a beautiful three-pointer to open up his campaign this evening. 7-2 our score, 15:42 to play in the first half. Knights on the offensive side of the ball. It goes to Dakari Williams, top of the key, working on Johnson. Now finds Brom right at the free throw line. Now backs it out. Comes near side to Ninham in front of the home bench. Now he drives right side, spins around, layup, good! Little jump shot there from Ninham. He's got 2. Bulldogs back the other way, now short, baseline. Tries to work it around, finds Barber, who loses possession. Knights keep it in, intercepted at the halfway line, though, by John Diener. Bulldogs offense resets. Johnson thought about a three, now goes near side to Short. Short swings it out. Van Tassel, quick pass over to Barber on the baseline. Good read by Van Tassel, now he gets the ball on the reset. Bulldogs offense will calm it down for a moment. Johnson tosses it underneath the lane to Short, now goes to Van Tassel. Tries to play it to Johnson, and it will go for an over and back as Johnson was just a little outside the reach. First sub now for the Knights. It's going to be number 20, Sonny Finisi. 3.8 point per game shooter. About a 43% free throw shooter as well. 7-4 our score. Cedarburg leads with 14:42 to play. Shot at the North Shore Conference outright title tonight for the Bulldogs if they can pull off the victory. Jump ball called on the court as Diener was wrestling with it with Hardy, and then the possession error will favor the Knights. So they'll get an inbound pass right underneath the Bulldog basket. Hardy quickly resets, finds Glidden. Glidden now to Brom. Brom jumper right inside the free throw mark, goes out of bounds off the rim, and then Diener taps it out inadvertently. Nicolet holds on. Now a quick substitution here. Jeremy Ninham will come back into the game. Dakari Williams will sit down. Knights inbound quickly. They find Ninham. Ninham drives the lane through 4 different Bulldogs. Great play from Jeremy Ninham, who's got 4.
An excellent drive there from Ninham, really, to be honest. Certainly the coach there on Nicolet was advising him what to do on that play while he was sitting down on the bench.
Johnson comes back the other way. His jumper goes off the backboard and off the rim. No good. 7-6 remains our score. Cedarburg leads 14:04 to play in the first half. Nicolet working their way inside, trying to find where the holes are in the Bulldogs' defense. They're not very wide, but they try to break through if they can. Nice little 1-2 combination. Shot blocked away for a moment. Bulldogs on the offensive now. Johnson flying up the court, finds Short, goes for the layup and in! Jared Short is a master of the counterattack, and Jordan Johnson and Short connect beautifully to make it 9-6 Cedarburg, 13:35 to play in the first half. Knights back the other way on offense. Ball in front of the Bulldogs bench. Knights going from right to left. Here's Ninham trying to spin away from Matt Barber. Now he finds himself on the far wing, checks it back to the top of the key to Brom. Brom now wide to Glidden. Back to Ninham. Ninham drives right side of the lane, goes between Johnson and Barber, has it knocked away, still free. Brom gets the rebound, lays up, no good. And finally, Matt Barber yanks it down in traffic. Barber will reset the offense as he comes across the halfway line, finds Diener, left side. Tried to play it too quickly, and it's intercepted by the Knights. And then a foul is called by Jared Short. They're going to say he pushed Isaiah Glidden on the far side. So Jared Short will be the first man into the book tonight for the fouls. And we talked about him earlier. Jamari Sibley will check into the ballgame now, Tanner. A 9-point-per-game shooter. Not a bad player to have coming off the bench, to say the least.
At 6'8", I'd say you're probably right there, Baxter. Certainly adds some length to your lineup.
As soon as we talk about him, a bad pass strays away from Sibley.
It's hard to do with arms like that.
How do you overshoot a 6'8" guy? 9-6 our score. Cedarburg will keep possession. Now a foul, I believe, called, yes, on the far side. Jordan Johnson was held by Fanisi.
Really some good play from both teams so far in this game. It is early, obviously, but Nicolet is going to try and keep this deficit here to a bare minimum. 3 points back so far on our Bulldogs, and if Nicolet wants to have any chance at that North Shore Conference championship, they're going to have to keep that lead low there.
Jordan Johnson and Matt Barber escape the full court press. Now here comes Diener quickly up the court. Short has it blocked out of bounds. Isaiah Glidden said no, sir, but the Bulldogs will hold on to possession. To be fair, it's Jared Short, who's not even 6 feet tall, against two 6'3", 6'4" guys and above. You never really were going to win that battle if you're Jared Short.
No pressure on that, that's for sure.
Ball comes back out to Short now. Top of the key now goes far side to Van Tassel, who sets it to Diener. Quick turn, 3 shot, rimmed out, no good. Short can't get there for the rebound. And Short's going to go in the book again for another foul.
2 quick fouls on Short. That's not what you're looking for from our senior here.
And we're going to see Short sit down, and Patrick McKenzie's going to come in now. McKenzie definitely that 6th man off the bench for Coach Tom Diener. Mitchell Strobel, Hunter Lewis, 2 of the other viable options as well for the Bulldogs. 9-6 our score, 12-19 to play in the first half. Baxter Colburn alongside Tanner Burke. Possible conference championship on the line tonight for the Bulldogs. Quick little jump shot from Fanisi. It rims out, no good. Diener grabs the rebound. Comes near side, races up the court, resets. McKenzie, quick little pass underneath the Van Tassel. Struggling, now kicks it back out to McKenzie. Far side, finds Diener now, who resets. Diener fires it underneath to Barber. Comes out near side to McKenzie outside the 3-point arc. Now ball played to Johnson, double team, loses it away, and Fanisi will pull down the possession for the Knights.
Some high pressure man defense from Nicolet, really causing some problems there for Cedarburg.
Ninham works on Van Tassel. Now they come near side into the left elbow. It's Jack Brom. He goes underneath, finds Ninham, who's got his 6th point of the game. It's 9-8. Cedarburg leads, but only by 1. Diener, right down the heart of the Knights. Turnaround jumper, and it's good. He's got 7. 11-8 our score. Bulldogs with the lead. 11:09 to play in the first half. A very evenly matched game the entire way. Ball goes, looks like off of Brom, and the Bulldogs will get possession of it. McKenzie was in the area also. He pulled his hand away at the last minute. Bulldogs left to right now. Johnson handling the ball right at the midline strip. Now comes near side to John Diener. Right in front of the Nicolet bench. Resets top of the key. Pull up jumper, free throw line. Got it.
Swish. Nice clean shot from Diener there.
And a timeout on the floor for the Knights. It'll be a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here to try to process what exactly we've been witnessing. It's 13-8 right now, 10:47 to play in the first half. John Diener, Tanner, already putting on a show. The man has 9 points already of the 13 that Cedarburg has. Your thoughts on his performance so far?
I mean, he's for somebody who's a junior on senior night, I mean, you'd think he would be one of the guys featured tonight, but I'll tell you what, DePaul is getting a special talent in him, and obviously being a junior, Cedarburg is lucky enough to have him for one more year, but he is certainly a special talent and a fun player to watch, to say the least.
Absolutely. He just reads the game so well. You just see him with the ball. It's almost, you hear those about players like Michael Jordan and LeBron James. They don't even see the game like normal people do. They have that, that sixth or seventh sense almost that allows them to play the game at a whole nother level. And I think Diener absolutely possesses those abilities. Ball off the reset, comes to Finisi now for the Knights. He tries to fight his way up to the hoop, loses it as Johnson is able to knock the ball away. Now here comes Diener again. Races through the lane, shoots the ball. It'll be a foul before the shot. It's going to be on Jack Brom. Diener, one of the best in the business for being able to drive and draw the foul. Now a sub is going to take place for the Knights. It's going to be Jaden Hardy back into the ballgame. Diener, McKenzie, Van Tassel, Barber, and Johnson all on the court for the Bulldogs. Diener inbounding, sends it deep to Patrick McKenzie, all the way back to the own Cedarburg half. Now McKenzie will take it back across the halfway line. Finds Johnson, far side, three-point range. Johnson, double team, now single. Goes right-handed, blocked away! The big man, Jamari Sibley, got a paw to it and punched it clear. Here come the Knights, quickly back the other way. Kick back out. Sibley thought about a three. Now he resets himself on the left side. Now finds Brom. Brom will drive the lane, kicks it back out. Sibley, jumper, good! I can see now why he's a special player. His career high is 19 this season for points. He's already got 2, but a very fluid player when he's got the ball in his hands. 13-10 our score, 9:38 to play in the first half. Johnson near side working against Sibley. Those two have been matched up since Sibley came into the game a couple minutes ago. Now Barber with it, top of the key, now goes wide left to McKenzie. Just outside the three-point arc, cuts it in baseline, makes a stutter step, now goes Barber. Barber sets up a three, rimmed out, no good.
Had to take that shot there, he had all day. Don't blame him for at least giving it a chance.
Jeremy Ninham back the other way for Nicolet. Finds Sibley on the near side. Sibley running out of room, now goes back to Ninham, who sets the offense. Now to Brom. Back to Sibley, still top of the key. Cuts it quick underneath. Now a drive and a spin. Hook shot, no good. Rebound made by the Bulldogs. That was Glidden who took the shot. McKenzie, no looker. Finds Johnson, makes a quick move. Tao takes a three, and it almost bounced in. But Glidden pulls down the rebound in traffic. 3-point game still. Cedarburg has led the entire match. Now Ninham with a little stutter step. Jumper goes in. He's got 8. 13-12. The lead goes from 1 to 3 to 4, back to 1. Cedarburg still leads. That's all that matters at the moment.
Nicolet certainly putting up a fight, that's for sure.
Fans getting into it. It is senior night, as we mentioned. Here comes Diener. Fadeaway jumper, no good. He thought that was going in, but the rim had other plans. Ninham already got 8 points tonight. He's got 8 of the 12 for Nicolet. Ball is in his hands. He works on Diener right side. Tries to drive, now picks it back out. Finds Hardy. Hardy near side, running out of real estate. Resets top of the key to Glidden. Glidden now finds Brom left elbow. Working on McKenzie. Ball straight away from him for a moment. Gets it back in possession. Back to Glidden. Three-pointer, deep one, off the rim, no good. Second effort by Brom, and a foul called, and the actor shooting. And it's going to go against Matt Barber, his first foul of the evening. So we're going to go see Jack Brom be the first of the evening to take 2 free throws. He makes the first. Brom has 3 total points this evening. Jordan McGypsy will step into the game. He'll have Isaiah Glidden sit down. Mitchell Strobel also comes into the game. Short and McKenzie rather, will sit down. Brom goes 2 for 2 at the line. He's got 4 points. Traditionally a 49% free throw shooter. He'll start the night at 100%.
And the first lead of the game for Nicolet.
With 7:35 to play now. Johnson gets it far left side as the Bulldogs look to quickly answer. Nicolet playing tough defense. Johnson receives the pass from Van Tassel, top of the key. Now Johnson backs it out to the B and the Bulldogs. Now Van Tassel looks for a lane, tries to take the shot. Foul called, but they're going to call it on Nicolet. It's going to be on number 12, Jaden Hardy, his first foul. They're not going to say it was in the act of shooting, though. They're going to say it's before Van Tassel got off the ground. So the Bulldogs will get possession on the Nicolet side on the baseline.
Yeah, that was close. Van Tassel didn't agree with that call.
Ball flush underneath the Diener. In between 4. Almost gets it. Barber rips the rebound down. He almost gets the second effort. But then that one rims out. Ninham grabs the rebound. Quickly back the other way for Nicolet. Now comes Ninham right side. Flips it wide to McGypsy. McGypsy resets. 6 feet outside the three-point arc at the middle of the court. Now to Brom right side. Works on Strobel. Now far side, ball dipped in underneath, jumper rimmed out, no good. Barber grabs the rebound. That was Sibley that took the shot. 6:35 to play in the first half. Cedarburg trailing for the first time, 14-13. Strobel, left side, finds Diener. Diener thinks about a long three, and he got it! John Diener, his second three of the night.
Makes it look easy, Baxter.
16-14, that he does, Tanner. That's why he averages 22 a game. The season high this year, 35. Now the Knights looking for an answer to try to tie it up again or possibly retake the lead. McGypsy can't get there, has it, kicks back out to him after his shot is no good. He'll reset, top of the key. Now to Ninham. Ninham left side working on Matt Barber. Right in front of Coach Tom Diener on the near side. Now takes it right side. Thinks about a spin move. Barber gets up and taps his hand. That'll be a foul on Matt Barber. Not much Barber could do in that situation, in all honesty, though, Tanner.
Keeps 2 points off the board, at least for the moment.
Second foul for Matt Barber. He and Short, the only two with fouls for the Bulldogs thus far. Looks like Victor Novi's going to check in, likely for Matt Barber here in a moment. First shot is good for Ninham. He's got 9. And yes, indeed, Novi comes in. Barber sits down. Novi, a 3.5 point per game shooter. Second effort coming up from Ninham. I don't see that 43% shooter percentage from him. There it is. Misses the second one. Had to just talk about it.
Wasn't pretty, that's for sure.
1 for 2. Bulldogs hold on to the 16-15 lead with 5:30 to play in the first half. Johnson, right side. Double team, now on the baseline. Spins right, now spins back into the middle. Fade away. Almost went in, but a foul called in the act of shooting. It's going to be on number 1, Dakari Williams, his first. Johnson will go to the line for the first time tonight. Still has yet to score.
Well, he's going to have an opportunity right here.
Johnson, an 87% free throw shooter. And he misses the first. Senior night jitters, question mark?
Could be.
Second effort coming from Johnson. He's got Strobel and Novi in the lane to grab the rebound. There won't be a need. Nails the second. 17-15, Bulldogs lead back to 2.
Just needed that first point to open up the floodgates. Expect a lot more out of Johnson.
Sibley, far right side. Now back to McGypsy, top of the key. They reset it over to Ninham. Outside the three-point arc, drives, free throw lane, kicks it out wide, Sibley. Right side, fadeaway, jumper, almost went in. Diener grabs the rebound. Right at the heart of the court. Now finds Johnson, near side in front of the Knights bench. Now to Van Tassel, far or near right corner. Working on Ninham. Van Tassel goes in between Sibley, but he has the ball stripped away. Sibley won that battle.
Just swallowed up by the sea of baby blue and the Nicolet Knights there. Didn't really have a chance at a
Ninham
clean
stutter
shot.
stepping. Out wide to Dakari Williams. To McGypsy, left side of the lane. Spins back near side, now resets. Sibley, far corner. Outside the three-point arc. Makes a couple of nice moves. Now to Dakari Williams, right side. Here comes a deep three, rimmed out, no good from Ninham. Johnson now back up the other way with 4 minutes to play in the first half. 2-point lead, a lower scoring first half than folks may have predicted, but a good defensive battle. And a foul called on Dakari Williams as he worked on John Diener on the far side. Second foul for Williams. We're going to see Brom and Fenici check in. Williams and McGypsy will sit down for the Knights. Johnson will do the inbound pass on the far side. Finds Mitchell Strobel, one of the many seniors this evening for the Bulldogs. Great to see Strobel get on the board tonight for senior night. Always try to feed the seniors if you can towards the end of the game, but
give them a chance at least.
When you got a conference title on the line, you got to be careful with what you're doing.
I'm sure they're aware of that, and they'll understand. No matter what Coach Diener does, it's for the best of the game and the best of the team. So.
Jump ball called as Victor Novi got tangled up going for the ball. The Bulldogs will get possession right in front of the Knights bench. Diener makes the inbound pass, finds Jordan Johnson, who resets at the half-court line. Works on Sibley. Right side. Johnson, pump fakes once, goes through traffic. Sibley gets booked with the foul. He went straight up, but I think he got a hand to the face. He's grabbing his face a little bit there.
And the Nicolet bench is not happy with that. But Johnson will gladly take the shots from the free throw line.
2 shots for Jordan Johnson. He was 1 of 2 earlier. He is.
Lets that one rise. Count it.
Hunter Lewis, rather, is going to come into the game. Victor Novi will sit down. Novi playing the big man role for a little while. Hunter Lewis's turn. A little under a 3-point per game shooter. Johnson goes 2 for 2 at the line. 3 of 4 on the night. He's got 3 total points. The lead is 4, 19-15. Now Sibley quickly inside. Brom lays it up. No good. Rebound made by Lewis. Knights tried to rush their offensive attack and paid for it. They trailed by 4 with almost 3 minutes to play in the first. Diener, top of the key. Now near side Van Tassel outside the 3-point arc. Tries to play it wide, and a foul called as Diener went reaching for it. And it's going to be against John Diener, his first of the evening. John Diener doesn't commit a lot of fouls, but that one just a reaching for it. 2 guys going for the ball and 1 guy getting booked for it.
That stifling man press defense from Nicolet can certainly cause some problems for Cedarburg, and seen that a couple times tonight.
Isaiah Glidden will come into the game now for the Knights. Out to Brom. Now to Hardy. Hardy launches a 3. It was tipped in the air. Johnson can't get it. Brom grabs the rebound. And a jump ball, I believe. Brom was fully extended, reaching up for the ball. They're going to call a jump ball. Possession arrow is going to favor the Knights. Barber is going to come back into the game. Hunter Lewis will sit down. Barber, the starting big man. Knights will inbound. Brom, baseline, works on Diener. Ball tipped out of bounds, and it will go off of Johnson. Knights will hold on to possession. Well, if you're the Knights so far, Tanner, you look across it, it's been Jeremy Ninham who's done a vast majority of your points tonight, but nobody else has really stood out yet in terms of a consistent scorer or even a potential shot taker, really, at this point.
I think it's just about opportunities, and Jeremy Ninham's certainly taken advantage of every opportunity he's had, and he's probably the sole reason why Nicolet is even as close in this game right now.
Ninham with the ball now, left side goes blocked away. Mitch Strobel got up there with the big hand and paws it out of bounds. That'll go on a highlight reel someday.
He'll like that.
Who says you got to score points to make an impact on senior night?
Big senior night block.
Ninham, second time. This time he'll get the ball. His shot rimmed out. Ooh, but a foul called off the ball by Strobel. So Ninham winning the eventual battle.
Strobel does not believe that.
I didn't see him anywhere near the ball.
No, I didn't either.
They're not going to call it a shooting foul, so the Knights will just get an inbound pass with 2:28 to go in the first half. Now to Ninham. Over to Jack Brom. Right side. Ninham, top of the key, works on Strobel. Fakes left, now goes back right side. Now to Brom, and an off the ball foul called on Finici. That's his second. Finici doesn't believe it. 19-15. I feel like we've been at this score for a while, Tanner.
Defense wins championships. Can I say that right here?
I guess so. Conference championships.
Yeah, I mean, it fits.
Bulldogs will restart. Matt Barber, top of the key, finds Diener right side. Sprays it back to the middle to Johnson, who goes then even farther wide left to Barber, who resets to Van Tassel. All the Bulldog players out of the lane. Now Diener bounce passes near side to Van Tassel. Bulldogs in no hurry to shoot the ball. They're content with a 4-point lead with 1:40 to play in the first half. Matt Barber just going to hang out with the ball for a little while. Nicolet thinks they're doing a good job by playing good defense. The Bulldogs are totally content not doing anything with the ball. Matt Barber is literally standing on the court. I'm not sure anybody really
wants to play right now. Everyone's just kind of standing around. We still got a minute and a half in the first half here.
Matt Barber is literally standing on the far side with the ball in his hand. Now he'll finally get some pressure on him. Van Tassel will get the pass. Literally nothing happened for 30 seconds of game time. It was pretty amazing. I've only seen that one other time.
Could have taken a break, gone got something from the vending machine if I really wanted to right there.
Well, Reese's peanut butter cups or something?
Why not?
Under a minute to play now. Bulldogs have it. Johnson lost it for a moment, but a foul is called on Jaden Hardy. Nicolet can't believe it. Alan Hansen for the Knights, furious by that call. So Johnson's going to go to the line for a 1-and-1 opportunity. Johnson 3 of 4 at the line tonight. Now McKenzie's going to come into the game, or not. He's going to have Johnson, it looks like. So we'll wait for him. Jamari Sibley will come into the game now. He'll have Jaden Hardy sit down. Johnson at the line. Nails his first one. 4 points for Johnson. 4 of 5 at the line tonight. It's amazing that Jordan Johnson has yet to make a basket in the normal run of play.
For a senior averaging 21.3 points per game, he certainly wasn't off to the hot start I'm sure he was expecting walking into tonight.
He makes his second.
He'll take 5, though, if he can get it.
21-15, our score. Yeah, exactly. Those 5 points are making the difference currently. Johnson sits down briefly for Pat McKenzie to make way, but Johnson goes back up to the scorer's table. Must have just needed a quick drink of water with 42 seconds to play in the first half. At that point, just stay on the bench.
Sometimes you just need to stay hydrated.
Stay at the bench. I mean, if you got 35 seconds left. Knights apt the other way. Ninham fouled. Van Tassel, I believe, the guilty party. Yes, indeed. Van Tassel into the books for the first time. And Johnson back in. McKenzie out. Pat McKenzie just with a look on his face like, what was the point of me being on the court for 42 seconds? So it's going to be a 1-and-1 opportunity. Jeremy Ninham will go to the line. 1 for 2 on the evening at the free throw mark.
Diener's having a pretty good game so far, but you really haven't seen much from him in the last couple minutes at least.
Matt Barber being called into question. They're going to say he's got an open wound. So they're going to get a substitution for Barber to come off. Victor Noby's going to come on. Barber will come off. On his pinky finger.
Right on the outside of his hand there, yeah.
The smallest of cuts, but the ref with laser vision. We'll get Ninham at the line now.
Well, it's a sport that's played with your hands and can't be walking around with an open wound.
Ninham misses his opportunity. Bulldogs rebound. They got 26 seconds. Don Diener will likely take the last shot as he normally does. He's working on Brom on the near side. Resets. Now goes to Johnson far side. Jordan Johnson. 14 and a half to go. Now to Diener again. Now John Diener. Thought about driving the lane. Now finds Van Tassel. Now Johnson goes. Little hook shot. Rammed in! Johnson with the hook shot.
That's that crafty play I've been looking for from him all game.
Unbelievable. So we will go to the halftime break with Cedarburg leading 23-15. A great first half. A lower scoring first half than we thought, but nonetheless a first half filled with excitement. We will take a break, come back, give you the first half stats, and look ahead to the second half. It's Cedarburg High School Athletics live on Spreaker.com. Welcome back to Cedarburg High School halftime here between the Cedarburg Bulldogs and the Nicolet Knights. 23-15 our score. Welcome back inside the broadcast booth. I am Baxter Colburn.
And I am Tanner Burke.
All right, Tanner Burke, a first half that has been entertaining, but a little bit quieter, I think, than we thought we were going to see. What were your takeaways first for the Nicolet Knights in that first half?
Well, going into the game, obviously Nicolet, their main focus was keeping Diener and Johnson cold, and their defense has been playing phenomenally well. Not well enough to take the lead, but well enough to keep them in it. And they've been playing press all night and playing aggressively, and they're going to need to continue to do that moving into the second half here if they want to have a chance at that conference championship.
So when you look at what Nicolet has done so far, we mentioned it briefly too. There only has been really one star, if you want to say, in this offense tonight. Jeremy Ninham, he's got 9 first half points. He struggled at the free throw line, though. He missed 2 of his 3 free throws, which would have certainly made a little bit of a difference. I know that would have only made it a little bit closer game, but still, free throws are important.
They are very important,
especially down the stretch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Looking over for the Bulldogs was a John Diener first half, to say the least. 12 from Diener, 2 3-pointers in that mix, 7 from Jordan Johnson, 2 from Short, and 2 from Matt Barber. Matt Barber had that 3-pointer that rimmed out that he had a gorgeous look at, but just didn't have what it took to go in, unfortunately. When you look at what Cedarburg did in the first half, are you happy with it? Do you want to see more? What I feel like there was something. I felt like I was left wanting more after that first half.
It wasn't a crowd pleaser at all. I wouldn't say that. I think everybody in the gymnasium here would be saying the same thing that you are. They want to see more, but at the same time, they're winning. They're up by 8 right now. They're playing consistent basketball. They're a pass-heavy team, and they pass the ball very well. But when like I said before, when the Knights are coming in hot with an aggressive defense, it takes away some of the lanes, and that results in a low-scoring game, and here we are.
And I think that really has made a big difference, in all honesty, too. The fact that Nicolet hasn't sat back and just let Cedarburg come with them. They have come at the Bulldogs from that opening tip-off, and I think that's been a major factor. Yeah, it's an 8-point lead, but really, though, I mean, you take away some of those incredible, ridiculous shots that John Diener's already had in the first half, and it's a totally different game. Yeah, it's a totally different game.
He misses one of those three-pointers. I mean,
yeah, it's a much more manageable deficit at this point, honestly. But John Diener, of course, very much the lifeblood when it comes to what Cedarburg's offense does day in and day out. A quick look back at the last 3 games for both teams. Both teams have won the last 3 games. Germantown, one of the wins for Nicolet, a 62-60 victory for them a couple of days ago. Then they beat Grafton 59-53, and then a 61-58 victory at Whitefish Bay for Nicolet as well, too. So it's not like Nicolet is coming into this game not battle-tested. Those are 3 of the best teams that you can play in the North Shore Conference. Whitefish Bay 6-4 in conference, Germantown 5-5. And Grafton, 5-5 as well, too. So 3 very good teams, and now you play the conference leader, who's 10-0 in Cedarburg. Nicolet, I think, has definitely held their own, to say the least, tonight.
They absolutely have, and to be honest, I think we all expected that. They came into this game, they knew they needed to win. The conference is on the line, and I think the only team that could really let anybody down here is Cedarburg. Not that I'm saying that they will do that, but Nicolet coming in hot with nobody really expecting much from them other than a close game, and we certainly have that, to say the least.
You're absolutely right. All right, we're going to go to a final break. When we come back, it'll be time for the second half. Stay tuned for more. You're listening to Cedarburg High School Athletics, live on Spreaker.com. Welcome back to Cedarburg High School. 23-15 our score at the halftime break. We welcome you back inside the broadcast booth. I'm Baxter Colburn.
And I'm Tanner Burke.
All right, Tanner Burke, a little under a minute to go before we get the second half underway. What are some of the keys you're looking for from the Bulldogs to close out this championship game for them?
Steady, consistent play on both sides of the ball. You gotta keep Nicolet cold off the shot. So good defense and steady, conservative offense. Really making the most out of every opportunity that they have thrown their way. You can't miss free throws. You can't take bad shots, and really just continue to chew time off the clock. I know they're only up by 8, but that is controlling the pace of the game here is probably the key to the second half, and for them winning this conference championship.
Well, we are just seconds away from the second half getting underway. Matt Barber will do the inbound pass on the far side. Bulldogs in all white, Knights in all blue. Bulldogs will go from right to left, Knights left to right.
Really is a Tar Heels look with those.
It really is.
They got the stripes on the side.
And we are underway. 23-15. We're glad to have you with us as the second half is underway. Johnson getting the ball on the far side, goes underneath the hoop to Short. Short backing his way in on Dakari Williams, kicks it wide. Johnson dribble sets, 3 off the rim, no good. Gets his own rebound. Right side, thinks about a shot, blocked away. Jared Short gets it in traffic, falls to the ground, whips it back wide. Jared Short
put
to
his
John
body
Diener.
on the line.
Now Short gets the ball back. Doesn't score a lot of points, but clearly the most physical player
He's a grinder.
on the court.
Every team needs one of those, and with Diener and Johnson, having a guy like Short to move the ball around between the two and everybody else on the court, it's pretty big.
Jordan Johnson swings it. Diener, 3, no good, but a foul called.
Place got really quiet really quick there.
I don't know if it was a foul, actually. There was just a whistle and then a stoppage.
Stepped
and then
out of bounds, maybe?
Must have been, because the Knights got the ball out of nowhere. 17:07
really sure anybody
to
knew what was
play.
going
Yeah.
on there. Nicolet gets the ball nonetheless.
Well, let's see if the Knights can capitalize.
It's going the other way.
And they cannot, unfortunately, as Barber will get the inbound pass now. They were trying to find Isaiah Glidden, who eventually just lost possession of it right in front of his own bench.
It almost looked like one of the Bulldogs reached in to grab it at the last second and then realized it was going out of bounds and said, nope, not today.
Van Tassel near side now finds Diener right at the top of the key, goes out wide right to Matt Barber. Head fake. Now goes it to Johnson. Johnson tries to spin his way in. Shouldering his way through. Tries to get the layup. No foul called, but the Knights get a rebound. Here comes Ninham. Ninham driving the left side. Now goes back out wide. Dakari Williams. He flies through. Nice little 1-2 combination, and Jaden Hardy's got his first points of the night.
Fast offense from Nicolet right there, pushing through.
23-17, Cedarburg leads.
Nobody wants the ball there, Baxter.
Miscommunication between Barber and Johnson, a very rare miscommunication. Knights get the ball. Far side.
That is not what they're looking for to open up this second half here.
Jaden Hardy will find the inbound pass to Dakari Williams. He stands far left side. Now he'll work his way into the lane. Free throw line, drives right side. Comes back out 3-point range. Floats underneath for Braum, but a foul called. And Braum is called for offensive pass interference, or offensive foul, rather. It was too easy, I felt like. There was a push-off.
Yeah.
Somebody threw a yellow flag on the court, had to go for it. Second foul for Braum. 23-17, Bulldogs lead under 16 to play now. Diener weaving his way through 2 players, and he gets his 14th point of the night.
He really does make it look easy.
Dakari Williams back the other way. Thought about a shot, now goes to Braum on a pass. Braum backs it outside the lane, finds Glidden. Now Braum gets it back baseline, throws over the top of Short, and a foul called as Jared Short is plastered to the court. But the foul somehow is on Jared Short. Third foul for Jared Short. What do you do in this situation?
The bench on our side of the court here at Cedarburg did not like that call, but sometimes you get the call, sometimes you don't. In this case, it's unfortunate now that Jared Short has his 3rd foul on the day.
Patrick McKenzie's going to come in for Short. Ball will get floated wide. McKenzie almost stealing it away. Brom mishandled it. Now he'll get it. Lays it up and taken down.
People falling left and right over here. This time it's Diener.
Unbelievable.
And Coach Diener is very vocal at the moment.
Traditionally a very vocal man.
Letting Stripes know his displeasure.
Jack Brom will step to the line to shoot 2. Nails the first one. 3 for 3 on the night, Jack Brom. 49% free throw shooter. Batting 1,000 currently. And he misses the second. 25-18, Bulldogs lead. 15-24 to play. Possible North Shore Conference title on the line for the Bulldogs. If they win, they will be the first outright winner of the conference title for Cedarburg since 1966-67. Brown back the other way quickly, and a beautiful 1-2 move from him to switch hands midair to lay it in. It's a 5-point game by Jack Brom. Cedarburg leads. Jordan Johnson, left elbow, works now into Matt Barber, who punches his way almost kind of past Glidden. Elbowed him in the head. Then a foul called, but Glidden will add a little insult to injury, and he'll be whistled for the foul. Gets elbowed in the face, then whistled for the foul. Guy can't win, can he?
Battle wounds, Baxter.
Yeah, builds character. Inbound pass from Johnson finds Diener. Now Johnson gets it back left side of the free throw lane. Now he goes up for a shot. Foul called in the act of shooting. He'll head to the line. It's going to be on Jeremy Ninham. His first foul of the evening. Johnson at the line. Dakari Williams checking in. He'll pull out Ninham. Johnson will go to the line. He's had a great night already. Mitchell Strobel's going to check in here shortly. Johnson rims out his first free throw. Strobel in for McKenzie. Dakari Williams in for Ninham. We talked about it as well before the game, Tanner. Nicolet, actually, despite their winning record, has been outscored overall on the season.
1,057 to 1,082, but
don't see that very often, and also have a second place standing as well.
Taking advantage of close games, I suppose.
Second effort from Johnson is good. 26-20 our score. Knights the other way. Finissi, jump shot is good. His first points of the night. 4-point game, 26-22. 14-17 to play. Ball gets played through. Finissi whistled. Is he? No, number 2 actually. Jack Brom. Ref held up 3 fingers, but called it on number 2.
That'll be his third.
Maybe that's what he was signaling then. I must have been his third foul. Johnson gets the inbound pass from Diener. Goes to Barber. Now Diener double teamed by Williams for a moment. Goes to Van Tassel right side. Van Tassel goes into the lane. Now it goes back out. Now to Barber. Far side, front of the student section. Van Tassel gets it. Rushes the basket. Lays it up and in. And one. First points of the night for Van Tassel, the senior. And foul is on number 20.
Student section is very happy about that.
Sonny Finessi, that's... I've got him down for 3. The PA announcer's got him down for 2. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Jeremy Ninham checks in. What do you have Finessi at for?
I only have him for 1.
Okay, well then we'll go with 2. We'll go with 2 then. Majority rule.
Yeah, majority rule. I'm not trying to disagree with you here.
No, I understand.
You're wrong. You're the pro here, my friend.
Van Tassel makes the 3-point play happen, 29-22. And now a foul whistled the other way. Strobel, I believe. Yes, the guilty party. Second foul for Mitchell Strobel. It'll be an inbound pass on the baseline for the Knights in Bulldog territory. Quickly out to Finessi. Near elbow to Hardy. Back to Finessi, kicks it wide to Glidden, left side. Glidden driving on Barber. Stutter step, shot up, foul call, travel, no. It'll be a travel on Glidden, Bulldogs ball. Jamari Sibley will step into the game now with 13:36 to play. And Glidden will sit down. Full court press by the Knights. Diener finds Matt Barber for the moment. Now to Johnson, near left side, and Johnson stepped out of bounds, they're going to say. Knights will get it back, trailing by 7.
Coach Diener really letting the referees know his opinion on the matter. It did happen right in front of him, but there was a lot going on down there.
It's definitely just one of those situations, kind of like bang, bang, where there's so much that happens so quickly that you think you see one thing, but really something else happened. And then,
I'm sure he wanted one thing to happen, and usually coaches will be displeased if it doesn't go their way. So can't blame them.
Knights with the ball now. Goes to Ninham, right side. Works his way left side now, all the way across the lane. Tries to find a pass. Now he connects with Hardy. Hardy back to Ninham. Now he'll drive right side. Goes to Sibley. Sibley thought about a jumper. Now pulls it back near side. Ninham. Nice little crossover move for the moment. Now finds Sibley working on Strobel. Quick little jump step. Foul called in the act of shooting. I certainly thought that was all ball, Tanner.
It looked pretty good to me.
Strobel's going to get booked for the third time.
Tell you what, Sibley moving with using really his length to his advantage. All he does is sticks his leg out and pivots right in out of the basket and ended up drawing that foul.
Jared Short back into the game. So Strobel replaced Sibley. Ooh, now a foul called on Matt Barber. Sibley, the instigator again.
I'm not even sure he knows what's going on. He just wants to play basketball. And he gets the ball again.
Now let's see. Sibley thus far has been very instrumental in the last couple of moments. Can the Knights get something out of this possession? Sibley, free throw line stripped away. Short got it. Now Short will work his way out of the backcourt of Cedarburg. Near side to Van Tassel, front of the home bench to Diener. Three-pointer in the corner. No good. Sibley pulls down the rebound. Finissi, right up the heart of the Bulldogs defense. Kicked wide. Dakari Williams tries to drive right side. Got to move. Now Sibley, he loses the ball. Free for Ninham now. Knights hold on to possession. That's one thing I've noticed about Sibley. He doesn't have the best hands. He's let a lot of passes
his agility
slip through.
Too, really. I mean, you got to play to your strengths, and he does that with his length. But at the same time, that plays against him. Like right there, his hands just are not the best, and it's been some. There's been some miscommunications from Nicolet the last couple minutes, and
some traveling also called. Brahm is going to pull off Jaden Hardy. If you want to have your mind blown, Tanner, Sibley is a freshman.
He is a freshman.
6'9", 155
My mind has
freshman.
been blown.
So I can understand the rawness then, I guess. That makes a lot more sense.
You can only expect more out of him, and I'll tell you what, he'll probably be a tough contender against Cedarburg years ahead here.
Johnson misses a pull-up jumper at the free throw line. Now Van Tassel flying through, overshot it as it rims out. 7-point game, 11:33 to play. Cedarburg looking for a outright conference title. Van Tassel, good defense underneath the lane. Has Sibley on him. Has it punched away for a moment. Now Diener grabs the loose ball, running past the scorer's table near side. Drives left side. Triple covered. Somehow gets a shot off, but then draws the foul. Head coach Alan Hansen can't believe himself for Nicolet.
I think we're on the wrong side of the gymnasium. There's a lot of people over here in the stands that aren't happy with that call, but like I said before, Baxter, sometimes you get calls that go your way and sometimes you don't. And sometimes you just got to play the game.
Sibley the guilty party. Diener at the line to shoot 2. He'll go 1 for 1 to start.
Substitution for Nicolet, back in number 12, Jaden Hardy.
Jeremy Ninham will sit down. Jaden Hardy back in for the Knights. He'll take his spot on the left side of the free throw lane, awaiting the second shot from Diener, which is good. That'll help there from the back rim. Diener with 4 second-half points, 16 on the night. 31-22 with 11:07 to play. Brahm flings it underneath the hoop. Finds Dakari Williams, who then backs out quickly. Finessi thought about a shot. Now goes to Brom. Barber strips it away. Oh, but
that looked
Matt
pretty clean
Barber.
to me. I don't know about
Sibley
that.
saying his arm got hit. Barber.
That looked like, I mean, granted it happened on the other side of the court from us, but
We've got a pretty good vantage. We're right here at half court. I thought we had a good shot of that one.
he looked pretty good there. I'm not sure I agree with that one.
Matt Barber's going to sit down with 4 fouls. Patrick McKenzie will come on for him. Ninham also back in the game now. Dakari Williams will sit down. Knights inbound underneath the Bulldogs basket. Finds Ninham. Heavily contested by Van Tassel. Pass to Hardy, near side, now back to Ninham. Ninham, some fancy footwork, loses the ball. Foul called on Van Tassel. Second foul on Clay Van Tassel.
A lot more open play in the second half here, but it's also causing a lot of problems for both teams, really, from a communication standpoint, and a couple fouls here and there as well.
Ninham looking for his first second half points. He will make the first of his 2 free throws on a 1-and-1 opportunity. He's got 10 total. Ninham 2 for 4 at the line tonight. Makes it 3 for 5. 11 points for Ninham in the game so far. 31-24 Cedarburg leads. 10:42 to play. Johnson back the other way for the Bulldogs. Now comes to Short, left lane. Diener thought about a long 3, now pulls it down. Drives the left side, kicks it out short. Can't get up there for the shot. And it's pulled away by Hardy. Now Ninham with it for Nicolet, left side. Going from left to right, working on Van Tassel. Goes top of the key. McKenzie playing tough defense. Ninham driving the lane, foul called, shot no good. Van Tassel, the guilty party, waiting to see. One of the refs giving the head coach, Alan Hansen, a few words. Oh, Patrick McKenzie's going to get the first foul of the evening. Ninham at the line again. He was just there. He realizes he's still good at making free throws and goes again for one. 31-25 our score. Second shot for Ninham. Bounces out, no good. Rebound made Diener. Johnson quickly up the court. Bounce pass, Jared Short. Nice little patient play from Jared Short, who takes the hesitation and then layup for 2. 33-25, Bulldogs with the lead. Ninham finds Finessi. Now Brom working on the baseline. To Hardy, now Finessi, left side of the lane, pops it wide. 3-pointer rimmed out for Sibley. Ball punched free, now Short. Fires it up for McKenzie, just a little far, and it goes out of bounds. Knights will get possession. The thought was there.
It was definitely a heads-up play. Just, it's a tough play to make, and give Short every inch of credit where it's due. He
Is there a Short joke in there?
I don't know.
There was a little extra something.
It was hanging out there for me to take it, and I chose not to go as blatantly obvious with the name play.
Fair enough.
Could have said the pass was long.
It's true.
From Jared Short. I can only
full timeout on the floor. We'll take a break while Tanner figures out his pun. We'll be back with more. It's 33-25, 9:22 to play. Bulldogs here on Spreaker.com. Welcome back to Cedarburg High School. We apologize for the technical difficulties there. Sometimes technology is a great thing when it works, Tanner, right? Especially when you can stop songs that are playing.
Remember
My goodness.
when technology made things easier?
No. Some days, but not all days. Either way, we'll...
Still trying to figure out my Walkman.
Tapes, man. CD players is the thing of the future, I promise.
That's right.
Everyone's going to have one. 9 minutes to play in this one. Knights looking to get back into it as the Bulldogs have a foul called on Ninham and a technical also.
Oh, wow.
As Ninham slammed the ball to the court in protest.
For somebody who has been so crucial to the Knights tonight. Ninham, that really is a game changer, and that's going to cause some problems for Nicolet.
So Ninham goes from 1 foul to 3 fouls in a short amount of time.
Got to be careful moving forward here now.
Jordan Johnson will take the free throws for his team on the technical. Matt Barber about to enter the game. He has 4 fouls. Keep an eye on him. Johnson nails the first one.
Johnson's getting a lot of points today from free throws. I'll give you that.
McKenzie out, Barber back in.
Take him when you can get him, I suppose.
Exactly. Hey, that's why you do the practice, right? Johnson gets a second. 10 points now for Jordan Johnson. This is a man whose career high is 31 this season. So we'll see if he decides to even break into the high teens or even low 20s. Fantastic. It's the inbound pass from Barber after the reset. 10-point lead for the Bulldogs. Matt Barber now with it in hand finds Van Tassel. Over to Short, right in front of the half-court line. Switches to the far right side to Johnson. Johnson thought about a drive, now comes back out. Now to Short. Now to Barber, right on the D of Bulldogs. And a timeout called by the Bulldogs. Full timeout. We'll step aside. You're listening to Cedarburg High School Athletics live on Spreaker.com. Stay with us. Welcome back to Cedarburg High School. We welcome you back inside the broadcast booth. I'm Baxter Colburn.
And I'm Tanner Burke.
All right, Tanner Burke, a 35-25 game in favor of the Cedarburg Bulldogs. It's been a good one thus far here in the second half.
Low scoring, but a basketball game nonetheless.
And another timeout. 30-second timeout. We've seen a lot of random stuff here in the last minute and a half of real time. It
certainly has been interesting on and off the court.
Well, looking at this right now, Tanner, you look at Cedarburg, they've got a 10-point lead. They've got a little under 8.5 to play. You'd like to think they're going to wrap up this conference title and take it home, basically. They've got the tools to do it.
Nicolet's not gonna give up easily, and you got a couple players who are in the foul trouble territory, and a couple key players in Brom and Ninham, and their key moving forward to keep this a close game is gonna be to stay out of foul trouble, and we'll see what happens. But like I said before, it is a close game. It's certainly one to watch here going down the final minutes, but it's basketball, my friend. It is basketball.
And basketball, what we love thus far, it's one of those games where you're excited to see a defensive battle, but at the same time, everybody loves those high-scoring, high-flying games at the same time.
Yes, they do.
But with a team like Cedarburg, high-flying, high-scoring is certainly a possibility still. We still have plenty of time as Diener gets to the hoop.
A nice drive from Diener there. Made it look easy. Like I said, he really flows down the court very nicely.
John Diener with another 2-point basket, 37-25. Ball stripped away.
With the grab there.
Here comes Jordan Johnson back the other way now from right to left for the Bulldogs. Now Van Tassel near side. Works it back out to Johnson. To Short. Nice little couple of touch passes here by the Bulldogs. John Diener backs his way up to half court. Now Jordan Johnson right in front of the scorer's table. Goes to Matt Barber. Barber to Johnson. At the free throw line, finds a hole on the right side, has it tipped out of bounds. And I do believe Jamari Sibley is going to go into the book again for a foul.
Jaden Hardy.
No, really?
I wasn't sure who got the foul there. Luckily for Nicolet, it was Jaden Hardy and not Jamari Sibley.
Well, Johnson's going to go to the line again. He's been a very active participant at the free throw line.
And he's successful, to say the least, my friend.
Only missed twice tonight as he converts there. 38-25. Cedarburg starting to officially pull away in this one. Still a lot of game time left, but when Cedarburg pulls out, it's very hard for other teams to come back.
Well, if you're making 90% of your free throws, you're going to be hanging on to that lead.
Johnson goes 100% at the line on that trip. 39-25, 7:28 to go. Nicolet offensively has been struggling the last several minutes. Jaden Hardy. Now to Ninham. To Sibley. Sibley, jumper at the free throw line, no good. Short pulls down the rebound.
Long pass.
Van Tassel wide open. He missed the layup. Johnson's there. He lays it in.
There's Johnson's second basket of the night. I was just going to say, you hadn't seen a lot of shooting from Johnson tonight, aside from the free throw line, that is.
Exactly, but he finally does a good job and follows the ball as you're told to do. Now Ninham the other way. He gets a needed basket for the Knights. And a timeout called by the Knights. 41-27 our score. A 30-second timeout. We'll step aside briefly. Cedarburg High School Athletics here on Spreaker.com. Back here at Cedarburg High School, 41-27 our score. 6:49 to play in this one. A conference title on the line for your Cedarburg Bulldogs. We welcome you back inside the broadcast booth. I am Baxter Colburn. That's Tanner Burke to my right.
Tanner Burke, that's right.
Are you sure?
I'm mesmerized by how fast Diener moves down the court.
It's
just waiting for something explosive and amazing to happen. It's like watching a magician.
Ooh, where's the rabbit? You never know.
I don't know.
We'll find out.
You tell me.
Exactly. It's in his hat.
Ask Diener.
Well, John Diener now finds himself with the ball in hand. Now to Matt Barber, near side. Now Diener wide open underneath the hoop, goes up for the layup.
And there it is.
Easy basket.
It was only a matter of time, Baxter.
And John Diener successfully has hit 20 points yet again. 43-27. Cedarburg thoroughly in the lead. Traveling on the Knights. And you got to wonder, how soon does Coach Diener look down his bench and say, Jake Levy, get in the game? Or even Jake Salzman, for that matter, as well, too.
It is senior
26.
night.
It is senior night. You want to give these seniors and even underclassmen the opportunity to play in a meaningful game. Barber quickly to Johnson on the fly back up the court.
Can't put a price on experience.
Absolutely. That's why we brought you in tonight, Tanner. Johnson near side, now switches back to the middle of the court for Short. Quickly whips it wide near side. Now the Bulldogs kind of just playing monkey in the middle right now with the Knights defense. Finding Van Tassel, far side, back to Short. Good ball movement from the Bulldogs. Short back to Barber. Free throw line out wide far side to Van Tassel. And a timeout called by the Bulldogs near side. 30-second timeout. Well, what does Nicolet have to do to get back in this game, Tanner? I feel like it's a pretty straightforward answer. Obviously score points, but it's got to be more than that, I feel like.
You got to be able to pick yourself back up and say, hey, we've been in this game the whole day. It is a 16-point lead right now, but they absolutely can come back into it. They got to capitalize on every opportunity that is put in front of them and minimize the opportunities that they give to the Bulldogs. Will they do it? We'll see. It's certainly an offense that can prove to be unstoppable when they are on their point.
Well, you look across for both teams here, a lot of players in heavy foul trouble. Ninham with 3 fouls, Brom with 3, Hardy with 3 for the Knights, Barber with 4, Short and Strobel with 3 each for the Bulldogs. So if one of those players fouls out, could totally change the dynamic of the game, especially if Matt Barber and Jared Short go out for the Bulldogs.
Now, at what point do they look to the other seniors and Levy and see if they give him a chance?
I'd like to think if you get maybe another 4 to 5 points here and Nicolet doesn't do a whole lot more.
Yeah, it's understandable.
Another timeout. Bulldogs are going to take one this time for a full timeout. We'll step aside. 43-27 our score. Back with more on Cedarburg High School Athletics on Spreaker.com right after this. Welcome back to Cedarburg High School, 43-27, 5:14 to play. A little ode to Lady Gaga there, a Super Bowl 51 halftime. I didn't think she did that bad, honestly. It's a very interesting halftime
everything
show.
That you would expect to see from a Lady Gaga performance.
No meat dress. I was really looking for the meat dress, honestly.
Yeah, but the Spider-Man-like style flying from the roof was
pretty cool.
Creative, to say the least.
Absolutely.
Lady
Jump
Gaga
ball on the court.
does that. That's for sure.
Knights will get possession after John Diener tangled up on the court there with Jaden Hardy. Knights need points, and they need them now. Will they have someone answer the call? Here comes Finesse for 3. Well, that certainly helps when you at least answer the phone.
Big three-pointer from the little guy, Finesse.
John Diener weaves his way through, gets the basket, and draws the foul. It just looks too easy when John Diener flies through.
Nicolet foul number 0,
Jeremy Ninham, that's his 4th foul. We just talked about what that could mean if Ninham left the game. Diener at the line for the 3-point play. And he converts. Basketball takes a trip around the entire rim, then finally goes down. Knights back the other way. Ninham misses the layup. Diener grabs the rebound. 16-point game, 4:30 to play. Conference title staring the Bulldogs in the face. Johnson, thought about a 3, pulled it back.
Had time to do it. Chose to chew down the clock.
Now Johnson holding on to possession, finds Van Tassel on the back door. He's there.
Big play from Van Tassel.
5 points for Van Tassel on the senior night debut from him. Here comes Brom, little hook shot. That one won't go in. Brom gets his rebound but loses it out of bounds. Oh no, they're going to say Short touched it first. Substitution now is Jacob Poland's going to come in as Brom will sit down. His night is likely done. Your team trails by 18. Why bother wasting one of your key starters the rest of the way? Poland gets it quickly. Little turnaround jumper rimmed out by Hardy. And the Knights just can't get any of their shots to fall. Bulldogs up the court now. Johnson driving the left side. Foul called.
Nicolet foul number 20, Sonny Finnessy.
Sonny Finnessy, that's his third foul. Johnson will go to the line to shoot 2. Who's had himself an exceptional night at the line. And he misses the first. Another substitution getting ready. Robert Bell is going to come in for the Nicolet Knights.
For Nicolet is number 30, Robert Bell.
3:52 to play in this one. No Bulldogs at the line for the rebounding as Johnson goes 1 for 2. He's only missed 3 free throws his entire night. 19-point game here on senior night. Ninham finds Poland. Ball strays wide to Finnessy, who picks it up in the far corner. Now to Bell. Off-balance shot from Bell is no good. Diener grabs the rebound. Coach Diener tells his guys to slow down and just take their time.
Well, they've been playing fast all night, and now they can finally sit back, relax, and chew the clock away conservatively.
Jordan Johnson with it, working heavily under 2 different players of pressure. Jared Short now gets it back to Barber. Bulldogs continuing to just work the ball around, take up clock. Barber working on his pivots.
Excellent passing from the Cedarburg Bulldogs so far.
Ball swung wide to Diener.
Pass.
And a foul called as Finnessy will go in for the 4th time.
Long way cross court from Johnson to Diener there.
Ken Matthews will step into the game now as Jeremy Ninham will sit down, a little dejected in all honesty. 19-point difference, 2:56 to go. The fans calling for Jake Levy.
Every second counts for these Knights right here, and like you said, they need to take advantage of every shot they can get.
Jacob Poland, jumper at the free throw line, no good. Diener pulls the rebound in.
It would be nice to see Levy here at some point, though. I think there's a good chance we'll see him. Senior night. Senior nights are always a big night.
Van Tassel gets it at the baseline. Stripped away. Jared Short gets the rebound, spinning through. He lays it in.
Jared Short.
6 points for Short.
I always enjoyed my senior nights when I was in high school.
Timeout on the floor. A full timeout for the Knights. We'll step aside. 21-point lead, 51-30, 2:15 to go in this one. Bulldogs on top. Back with more on Spreaker.com right after this.
Don't let me down.
51-30 our score, 2:15 to play in this one. The Bulldogs staring at an outright conference title for the first time since 1966-67.
To win it on senior night, too, would be quite the day to do it here at home.
That's the voice of Tanner Burke. I'm Baxter Colburn. We appreciate you joining us this Tuesday evening. We hope your night has been well. Wherever you have been listening to us, near and far, wherever you are. Jordan Johnson picking up the loose ball. As David Rosengarten can't hold on to it. Now Rosengarten fighting for it with Johnson, and it goes out of bounds. Bulldogs keep possession.
During the break, we had a Levy chant from the student section, the only senior to not see the court tonight, and I can expect that student section to get a little rowdy here again as the clock ticks down.
Yeah, John Diener, Jordan Johnson, really no reason for any of these 5 starters to still be on the court, in all honesty. I understand wanting to pass the ball and keep possession, but you're up by 21. An outright miracle would need to happen for the Knights to even consider making a comeback at this point. Bulldogs just playing monkey in the middle right now. Diener's got it at the halfway line to Johnson. Back over to Diener. Johnson and Diener just kind of playing back and forth, and a timeout called now. Diener calls a full time. And here comes Jake Levy's going to get the opportunity.
The student section goes crazy.
And we will have to see what Jake Levy can bring to the game when we come back. You are listening to High School Athletics here on Spreaker.com. Back with more right after this. Welcome back to Cedarburg High School. Jake Levy's in the game, ladies and folks. Your Jake Levy alarms have gone off. Here's the game plan. Give the ball to Levy. Oh, and a foul called immediately on the man guarding Levy. He's going to go to the line to shoot 2. And an opportunity to score his first basket of the season.
And the student section is on their feet. Everybody holding their breath for a magical moment here from Levy.
His shot is up.
It's
good! Jake Levy's done it!
The bench jumps up in amazement, and he is smiling from ear to ear, Baxter.
He's got his first point of the season.
Going for 2 here.
Yeah!
There it is! Clutch!
Cool
Jake
as
Levy.
ice. He is a man among boys.
It makes you feel good, that's for sure.
53-30, a minute 25 to play. All the Knights starters have been pulled, and it's just a bunch of second stringers out there just trying to get a little bit of extra playing time. Ken Matthews out there right now. He goes to Bell. Bell with the layup, and a foul called.
Student section still on their feet for this last minute of play here, waiting for the moment where we announce the inevitable.
Mitchell
North Shore Championship.
Mitchell Strobel's going to go into the book. Free throw is good by Robert Bell, his first point of the night. Another substitution coming as Peter Seam will come in. David Rosengarten will sit down. And a second shot from Bell is good. 53-32, 1 minute, 7 seconds. Jordan Johnson up the court quickly. Finds Jared Short. Now to Johnson, back to Strobel. Strobel trying to work it into Levy. Levy fighting for it, loses possession of it. Now it rolls over to Bell. Bell back up the court quickly for the Knights. Thought about a shot, now drives into the side. Has Short all over him. Ball still loose on the ground. Levy picks it up.
Grabs it.
And a jump ball. And the Bulldogs will get possession after Jake Levy going to bat for that loose ball.
Certainly making an impact on this game here the last couple minutes.
He's feisty.
Yeah, as you expect a little fire from the little guy.
Jared Short fouled by Jacob Poland, and Coach Alan Hansen just raised his hands like, why? Why are you fouling? We're down by 20. That's his first foul. Short's going to go to the line to shoot 2.
Jared Short with the double bonus.
Another substitution. Nathan Inyang will step in just a moment.
And here's
for the Knights.
Free throw from Short.
Misses the first one. 6 points on the night, though, from Jared Short, right around that season average.
I'd say that's probably about what we expected from him, but let's not think that he didn't have an impact on this game at all.
Short converts his second and ties the
Scrappy
season
player.
average.
He's a grinder. He moves the ball around, and like I said at the beginning of the game, he complements that Diener-Johnson combo very well.
54-32, deep three-pointer off the rim, no good from Matthews. Johnson gets the rebound. He'll go up the court. 33 seconds left to play in this one. Johnson across the halfway line finds Van Tassel. Van Tassel near side in front of the home bench finds Strobel. Strobel wide. Johnson has it in hand. 21 seconds left. Now to Short. Short steps back. Finds Van Tassel. Van Tassel finds Levy.
Time to go.
Levy right side. Pass complete to Van Tassel. Van Tassel thinks about a drive. Has it. No. Kicks it wide to Short. Back to Levy.
with the shot.
Three-pointer off the
Just
mark.
short.
No good. Ball still kept in, and that is the game. And with that, your Cedarburg Bulldogs are 2016-2017 North Shore Conference champions. An absolutely incredible game from start to finish for the Bulldogs.
A full team win, too, when you look at it, Baxter.
Absolutely, Tanner. We are going to take a break. We'll come back, give you the final stats, and look ahead to the remainder of the schedule for your Bulldogs. Back with more on Spreaker.com right after this. All right, let's
do it.
Welcome back to Cedarburg High School. And I'm sure people are going to be saying right now that Jake Levy is the man, that's for sure. His 2 points vital to the Bulldogs' victory this evening, a 54-32 victory as Cedarburg emerges officially. My goodness, Tanner, would you stop pushing buttons?
I can't help myself. They're all flashing. And
oh, my gosh.
I just get excited.
My apologies, folks. This is what happens when you try to produce and call a game all at the same time. Nevertheless, your Bulldogs emerge champions this evening, 54-32, a complete performance through and through for both offense and defense for the Bulldogs. Your thoughts tonight, Tanner, about how Cedarburg performed?
It was a close game for, let's say, most of the game. Close but no cigar in this case.
Indeed.
The Cedarburg, they were hovering right around an 8-point lead for most of the game tonight, and they got a couple more free throws in there. They got some help from the fouls of the Nicolet Knights, but there was no looking back once they hit about that 10, 12-point mark, and the aggressive defense all night from Nicolet, that wears on you, and I think that showed towards the end of the game. It just kind of, all the gas was out of the tank, and they weren't able to keep it up where it counted, and that was the end of the game. And the score here tonight really proves that, 54-32.
You're absolutely right about that one. Yeah, just a great game from start to finish for Cedarburg. I mean, offensively, they came out with a game plan, and they were able to hold tight to that all night long, honestly. And, of course, as we all know, the most of the offense flew through John Diener and through Jordan Johnson, of course, as well, too. John Diener ends the night with 25 points. A great performance from him. I do want to talk about Jared Short, though. 7 points from Jared Short tonight. He did have 3 fouls, but as you mentioned as well, too, just an integral part of Cedarburg's offense and defense from start to finish tonight, really.
You can have a player who puts up 25, 30 points a game, but there's somebody else on the court who's getting that person the ball, and in this case, it is Jared Short, and players like Johnson and Diener, they learn to appreciate each other, and I'm sure the other guys on the court can learn to appreciate that as well. But it is, like you said, it's very crucial to the pace of the game and moving the ball around the court, and Sometimes these players go unnoticed, but in this gymnasium, I don't think that's the case.
You're absolutely right. Jordan Johnson ends the night with 15 total points, Short with 7, Van Tassel with 5, Barber with 2, and Levy with 2 as well.
Probably the biggest points of the night right there were from Levy.
Yes, those two. I mean, he was, like we said, he was the only player all season that hadn't scored a single basket. Gets the opportunity, converts,
draws a foul almost immediately.
Seconds of being on the court.
The crowd
you can feel how important
wild.
he is. That the crowd, that the players for Nicolet were like, we got to stop him before he even gets the ball.
And he had ice in his veins. He made both of those free throws, and right after the first, you could relax a little bit. Okay, he got his point. Like I said, he was smiling from ear to ear, but he made the second one, and he was putting some aggressive play out on the court for the last 2 minutes of the game that he was out there for.
Absolutely. All right, looking ahead for the Bulldogs now as they go to 17-2 overall, 11-0 in conference play. They are the outright winners of the North Shore Conference. They will take on Germantown on the 10th, and then they'll be back home for their final game of the regular season at home against Grafton, and then they close out the season at Homestead. All of those teams currently 5-5 in the North Shore Conference, barring any new updates that have not yet been reported to us. So some exciting matchups, to say the least. For Nicolet, they will head to Homestead on the 10th, and then take on Milwaukee Lutheran as one of their final games of the regular season. Tanner Burke, final thoughts as we close things out, sir?
It was a fantastic game. It was a nail-biter for most of it, and the good guys won. They came out on top, and Baxter, it's always a pleasure working with you, my friend.
Well, I appreciate it, Tanner. You did exceptional tonight, and we hope to have you back at some point again, too.
Anytime.
I appreciate it.
Friend.
He's Tanner Burke. I'm Baxter Colburn. Thanks so much for tuning in. Cedarburg emerges victorious, 54-32. They are the 2016-2017 North Shore Conference champions. Thanks so much for listening. We'll see you next time on Spreaker.com. Have a great night, everyone.